Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name is Fred Weller and today I want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons. Well, actually, I want to talk about the ultimate Game Master's Book of Random Encounters. That's right, this is an excellent book if you are a Dungeon Master, so I'm going to review this. Now, this is my personal opinion. It is a review of the Game Master's Book of Random Encounters. And why have I wanted to talk about this? Because it's a bestseller on Amazon and it is overlooked by so many people, and you should definitely consider it. It has 8 one-shot adventures that covers from levels 1 through to 20. Now, I know you're kind of confused about why that might be possible, but the adventures themselves have a range rather than just one level they're suitable for. They are compatible for Dungeons & Dragons 5e. Each adventure is well laid out with a story overview. There's a hook, there are maps, there's a text box or descriptions and text in a box that you can use and read out to people, which is excellent. Your location descriptions are there. Player handouts, there are NPC or non-player information. The non-player character information stuff is really important, and it's there. You have magic items, you have monsters, you have traps, and you have variant options for these adventures, including, of course, what you need, which is a conclusion to the adventure. All very useful things you can use in your game at any level in some cases. There are multiple tavern, inn, shop, and guild halls. These are maps. You get maps galore. You get a location description on these areas. You get non-player character profiles. You're going to get quests, a wide range of tables, quite large ones and small ones. There are variant combats available, including non-combat encounters, so variants that you can use to make your adventure a little bit different to everybody else's. There's a visions or dream percentile table. There's 100 options for visions or dreams that you could use in your game. There is a total of 13 arcane items or magic items for sale in a shop if you want to sell them, including the prices. They do include the prices, but that's not all. There's also additional magic items scattered throughout the entire book, and they all have a listed price on them. So if you wanted to have that there, you don't have to figure it out. It's been provided for you. There are multiples of temples, tombs, crypts, with everything you need, covering all the things I've talked about. Your maps, your location descriptions, your NPCs, all that sort of stuff, all your combat stuff, that is all there for those types of locations. There's a wide range of outdoor locations as well, and guess what? It follows the same format as before. Okay, that means you get all the bits and pieces you would be looking for. You don't have to make this stuff up yourself, although you could, or at least add to it. There are many houses, hideouts, castles, or should I say not so much a full-blown castle, but a section of a castle to make things a bit more interesting for you. You can piece this together and make and build your own castle. There are laboratories, and there are lairs. You can get lairs in this book, all following that format that I talked about. They include multiple maps for rooftops, alleyways, and tunnels. All the sorts of things you might probably want to use, and guess what? I know they are easy to make yourself, but you would be surprised how useful that section can be, following the same format that I talked about before. You get your maps, you get your location descriptions, all that stuff, it's all there. There is random tables galore, small ones, medium-sized ones, and just massive, huge ones, like 100 options to do something, rather than just 6 or 4 or 20. All those types of tables are there, and yes, they are quite interesting, and they give you enough information to actually do something with them, which I think is fantastic. Guess what? There is a massive non-player character generator percentile chart. That's 100 options. That gives you everything from the name, an idea of the character, so the first name, second name, what the character's like, all those sorts, even the kind of gear they're carrying, that is there. That is really useful. There is a random tavern name generator. It's a percentile chart. Yes, that's right, 100 options for names. You also have a whole lot of other things attached to that in terms of what this particular tavern might be associated with or famous for, and kind of what it looks like, what sort of conditions this tavern in. That's all there, 100 options. You get a smaller chart for the tavern population and a descriptions table as well. So very useful stuff. I love this section. It's one of the most exciting parts to see someone who understands that you need to have lots of options. There's a randomized curse generator with 100 different options. Oh my gosh, I love this section. It's fantastic. Again, a very excellent idea. Some of them are small, some of them are big, some of them are very funny, and some of them are kind of terrifying. There is a party and character relationship table using, again, a percentile dice. It's 100 options. 100, not 20, 100. It does lack an appendix. Okay, I know that sounds weird. There is no appendix in this book. There's no index in this book. That's a problem. Now, why would it be a problem? Generally, I wouldn't say it would be an issue. The contents page does actually lay out a lot of the stuff you might want, but it will be a problem around trying to find all the magic items in the book because there's no appendix or index to actually give you an idea where to find them. So that's if you want all information on magic items, you need to be able to reference that easily, and it's not quite so easy in this book. All of the non-player character profiles, they're not in an index or an appendix, which is a bit of a pain. The maps, okay, there's no appendix or index for them, so that again is a bit of a pain. The monsters and the NPC stat blocks, no appendix or index. The lack of an index for me is frustrating. I do not understand why reference books do this. There was plenty of pages, so why did they not use that space? I know it takes extra effort to create an index, but you must do it with a reference book. The monsters and the NPC or non-player character stat blocks don't have a challenge rating on them. For those of you who loves challenge rating, they're not there. Thank God for that. It's a relief to me because it's a nonsense. So no challenge rating, just look at the stat block and decide whether it's suitable or not. There's a grand total of 67 non-player characters with character profiles and stat blocks when required. So not all of your non-player characters, the profiles that you get, require them to be a combat machine. So if you don't see a stat block for them, it's because they were never intended to be fought, and they're probably just going to be just wiped out because they're a commoner. So that's why that's not there. I love this book. I recommend this book to anybody who's thinking about dungeon mastering and wanting something they can use for years and years and years. This is the book that will surprise you. Seriously, I cannot recommend it enough. Now, if you found this video useful, fantastic. I have hundreds of videos for players and dungeon masters you are welcome to go and check out. If you want to support the channel, you can through Patreon, the Amazon affiliate links down in the description, the merchandise shelf underneath all of my videos, or just keep watching my videos, that's fine too. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell button to be notified when I go live and when I publish new videos. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s.